Hi everybody, this is Patty Gabriels with Realty Executives of Kansas City, and I have asked Cliff Young, one of our outstanding executives, to join me this morning because in our sales meeting a few weeks ago we had an awesome training moment as we were talking about our value to sellers and buyers. The topic was kind of, yes, we want to stay customer focused, and you know, when buyers or sellers really are looking at homes or properties out on the internet, every expert tells us our websites and our information there needs to be very consumer focused. But at what point and how much do we share our value? Because we as realtors bring a huge amount of value to the table when we work with sellers and buyers. And basically what we were talking about is if we don't share that information, how do they know? So Cliff, I appreciated what you had shared with us in sales meeting, and I just wanted to ask if you would kind of recap on what you talked about.
Well, we were talking about actually listing homes and about buyers, and a lot of times real estate agents, especially after they've had experience, and I've been doing business for about 18 years now, will have a tendency to just want to get in and get out.
Right.
In fact, I remember a few years ago there was a big push to do listing presentations within 20 minutes, that you didn't need to stay any longer than that.
Yeah.
And I just thought, that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
There is no way. You have to build a relationship with your clients,
Right.
and learn about them just like they need to learn about you and the stuff that you're talking about.
Right.
So the listing presentation that I have, it's kind of funny. I probably over prepare for my listings. I have a pretty thick book that I'll give them on just about everything, all the comparables in their house, but also about me and about the process.
And what do you say when you first walk into the listing
Well,
appointment?
it's funny. A lot of these people are referrals, and they'll kind of know who I am, and I know that there's no reason I shouldn't get the listing. But I'll come in, I'll look at the house, and then we'll sit down. I'll have my presentation there, and I'll tell them, okay, what do you want me to go over? You want to go over the Cliff Young is Wonderful story, or do you just want to talk about your house? Well, it's kind of funny and they'll laugh, you know, because it is kind of funny. Right. And that Cliff Young and Wonderful story is a neat story. Let me tell you,
fabulous.
It will go on for days. I can go in there for hours and hours.
I have read it, and it is it's a good read. You got to read it.
You still got the condensed version. I can go on even longer.
Well, what I thought was kind of interesting when you started talking was that you had said, you know, really in the past you had you were kind of in the habit of just overlooking anything about why work with Cliff Young, and you just basically went right to here's about your house without sharing anything about the value of working with you.
Absolutely. When I first started real estate and I didn't know any better, I didn't know how to list a home, I would bring a contract into the seller, and I'm going, okay, what am I going to talk to these sellers about?
Right.
I'd put the contract there, and I'd say, well, this is the first line, this is where we put your name, you know,
Right.
and then we'd put your address, and we just went down the contract.
Right.
That's how I listed houses,
Right.
and it worked a lot of times.
Right.
Well, then I realized, you know, that's not very valuable to them. What are they learning out of this? They have no idea what I'm going to do to sell the house, how I'm going to market it, what the process is once we get into it, once we get a contract, how we're going to negotiate,
Right.
how we're going to capture those buyers, and how we're going to bring them along in the process. So I made a listing presentation. I got pretty good at that. Well, there's times when you get really busy in this business.
Right.
I mean, it can go pretty fast, and especially in the spring, it can be hot and heavy all the
Right.
time, moving. So you have a tendency sometimes to go in and you might hand them something and not go over it. Or go back to that, here's the contract, and we just sign
Right.
it, especially when they're a referral.
Right. Right.
So I have told myself, and I've talked to other agents about this too, it's really important to talk to the sellers, not only about where you've been, what you've done in your life, whether it's real estate related or not, but a little bit about you as the agent, and you want to talk to them about what their goals are,
Right.
because they're the boss.
Right.
I'm working for them,
Right.
and you learn about them and what their goals are and how to do things.
Right.
So you need to go through that whole process, and then also do the comparable market analysis on their home.
Right. And we talk about real estate is a huge referral business, and just because your closest friends or your closest advocates and allies know you so well and know the value of why work with Cliff Young, their referral friends don't know you as well. And so to build that base stronger and stronger and larger, every single person, I think you had mentioned this, every single person has the right to know, to get the complete presentation, the full story, so they really know, because sellers and buyers don't know what they're supposed to know, right?
That's right.
We buy or sell homes every 5 to 7 years on
We
an
do
average.
it every day.
Right.
They have no idea.
Right, right.
I have a listing appointment I'm going to go on probably the next couple of days, and it's a referral. I know the person that referred this person to me very well, and we're fairly close. Well, the person that is being referred to me, I've met this person before, but I need to make sure that I go in and I'm not treating them the same way that I would treat the person that referred me. Because with them, with somebody that I really know, I can be kind of off the cuff and just do what I need to do. But the person, if I treat the other person that way, they won't get it.
Right.
They will not know what I'm talking about, and you need to be a little bit more elementary with some people.
Right.
Even though this is something we do every day,
Right.
they don't know what we mean by IDX,
Right.
for example, which is Internet Data Exchange.
Right.
That when we do our website information, that it goes to all the websites. We give it permission to go all the websites across the United States.
Right.
That's a big thing for real estate agents. Customers don't understand that.
Right.
So when they're looking for homes or looking to sell a home, those are little things that you have to tell them how it works.
Right.
And it may not be as important to them as it is to us, but they need to know that it's there.